Hey, welcome to Drinks and Dragons. This is Ryan. Happy New Year, first and foremost. I've got a mascot tonight. This is Bella. She wants to hang out with me, so she's going to be my first sort of official guest on Drinks and Dragons. And so here she is. Say hi, everybody. And so she's going to sit with me for a little while. Hopefully she'll behave. If not, she may provide some background music for us in our conversation. But like I said in some of those intro videos, this is a station or channel that's going to talk about a couple of things that I love, beer and my newfound sort of hobby, Dungeons and Dragons. So I've talked a lot about what I'm going to talk about, so I figured now it's time to actually do the thing that I'm talking about. So first and foremost, I wanted to share with you guys the lovely beverage that I enjoyed for New Year's Eve celebration. This is from a brewery called Clown Shoes, and this is Whammy Bar India Pale Ale. It's 6.5% alcohol content by volume. It's a fairly decent punch for what you would expect from an IPA, and very nice, very smooth. And so to kick this off, I'm going to put Bella down, and I'm going to crack this one open. So there's that. Get my glass. We're going to enjoy a nice pour here. Let's see so you can see. Get a nice color to it. So this will be the beverage that we share, as I want to take you guys through. Yes, there's Bella. I want to take you guys through kind of the unpacking of the D&D starter set. And so I'm going to have a sip of this. I'm going to reconfigure the camera so that you guys can see the D&D starter set. Obviously, I've unpacked it a while ago. I've been playing it as a dungeon master with a group for, let's see, I bought it in September the 9th, so most of September, October, November, so 3 months already, and the players have just now reached level 4, and we've got quite a bit more to go, so you can get a lot out of this starter set. So we'll unpack it. I'll drink this beverage. Hopefully if you have a beverage, you can join me, and yeah, let's kick it open. And as you walk through it with me, maybe we'll start to learn a little bit more about what D&D is all about and kind of how to get the best out of your gaming experience. So cheers, Happy New Year, and so stay tuned. All right, folks, welcome back. So this is the D&D starter set, and you can see now that IPA that I started with is just about gone, and it is delicious. I will add that now that I've kind of knocked most of it out, that it is a very smooth IPA. So if you like a real bitter IPA, you may want to walk on past this guy, but it is very, very nice, very smooth. If you're going to have a couple of them in an evening, and I have not had a couple, just FYI, it's a very nice beer. So well done to the folks at Clown Shoes for your Whammy Bar India Pale Ale. Very nicely done. Actually, I bought this 6-pack at Target. So there you go. And this is the D&D starter set. So I bought this guy back in September when I knew the bug had bitten. Gone to Dragon Con, just kind of reignited that sort of love of fantasy, and and so I thought, this is the thing to do. I went immediately to Amazon, purchased this D&D starter set, and so let me just take you through what it is. It is, in fact, according to the folks at Wizards of the Coast, everything you need to start playing the world's greatest role-playing game. And I would have to say that these guys are pretty well spot on. This is the D&D starter set. It is literally a box. So So I've long since cracked it open. I'm actually DMing this adventure. And I will also add that if you're interested in playing D&D, you probably don't want to buy this D&D starter set, because the bulk of what's in here is the adventure itself. And so what really, the person who needs to buy this is the person who's going to be DMing or being the dungeon master for this adventure. So this is the D&D starter set. Crack it open, and it comes with your polyhedral dice that you'll need to play the game. 6 dice, everything from your D20. So when you hear that phrase D whatever, DX, the number after the D is the number of sides on the dice. So this is a D20, this is a D12, a D10, a D8, a D6, and a D4. So that basically gives you what you need to start playing this great game. So you've got your dice. Also comes with the adventure itself. This is the Lost Mine of Phandelver. And this is basically the book for the Dungeon Master. We can just flip to the introduction here. I can read it to you. You can see already I've sort of put a little wear and tear on this one. The introduction says, this book is written for the Dungeon Master. It contains a complete Dungeons and Dragons adventure, as well as descriptions for every creature and magic item that appears in the adventure. And it also introduces the world of the Forgotten Realms, one of the game's most enduring settings, and it teaches you how to run a D&D game. And all of this is true. So far, I've yet to find something in this adventure that is not contained within this box set. So this is the kind of the adventure itself. This is what the Dungeon Master will have in front of he or she as they are sort of leading the player characters through the adventure, which takes me next to the starter set rulebook, which is a very, very nice sort of light version of the player's handbook. Complete with weapons, armor, damage, you know, how much does gear cost, how much does food and drink cost, tell me a little bit about spell casting, and then you've got your spell lists. And notice this very quickly, spell lists for clerics and wizards only. Now clearly there are many other classes of character that can cast spells, so why would only you see cleric and wizard lists here, and why would it stop at 3rd level? Well, good question. Yes. So the reason that the starter set rulebook only takes you through spell lists for clerics and wizards is because the starter set comes with some pre-canned characters, 2 of which can cast spells. As you might have guessed, a wizard and a cleric. So there are 5 pre-canned characters right out of the box that you can choose from: a high elf wizard, a hill dwarf cleric, a human fighter, another human fighter, and a lightfoot halfling rogue. In each of these player sheets are already sort of filled out, ready to go. Ability modifiers are here, armor class, what spells they've got, what their proficiencies are, their backstories, background on the race, background on the class, background on how to level up when it's time, when you've gained enough experience points. So you'll learn as you play that after an adventure, your characters can gain experience points, and that's how you level to go to the next level. So all of this is just packed in on each of these player sheets for each of these characters. And like I said, there are 5 of them. And so there's no rule. You don't have to have all 5 of these characters filled out. You can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 6. That's sort of the rule of thumb from what I've heard from most of the folks that have been DMing for a long time. It's much more than 6. Gets a little unruly for the Dungeon Master. But if you get you and 4 or 5 of your friends, crack open this starter set, have them select one of these characters, make up a character name, kind of read through this front and back very closely, thumb through the starter set rule book. You are really ready to go right out of the gate with this box. We have had a blast with this. Like I said, we've been playing it about every week now for at least 3 months, maybe more like 4 months. We've missed a few weeks along the way, but we've had tons of adventures just in this little, out of this little kind of thin book called The Lost Mine of Phandelver. And our character's only up to level 3, so we've got a lot more ahead of us. And so this is the starter set. I will leave a link on my channel for how you can buy this through Amazon, and if you buy it through that link, it helps the channel out, so that's obviously much appreciated. And but either way, consider it. If you're just getting started, it's a great way to get going, to learn the game, to learn how to be a dungeon master in the game, and a great way for player characters to kind of learn kind of the layout of a player sheet. You know, kind of figure out how to interact, how to sort of embrace the character, you know, to sort of really bring the character to life in the adventure. And that, folks, is when it just becomes an absolute blast. So I am definitely out of my IPA, and with that, I will say next time what I wanted to be able to do is, not with this adventure, but maybe just kind of create a side adventure to showcase the mechanics of the game itself. That's something that I was sort of looking for when I first started back. Just how do you actually play? You know, what actually happens during a game of Dungeons and Dragons? And I want to spend a few videos with you guys, kind of taking you through maybe a, you know, how to play D&D tutorial. The tutorial would not only teach you sort of as a player character how the game works, but also as a dungeon master how the game works, how the dice kind of rolling works, the interaction, and yeah, I think it'll be cool. So once again, Happy New Year. Please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, and oh, by the way, I've got a goal. I've set a goal. And I said it in one of my earlier videos. I want to try to get 1,000 subscribers before DragonCon in September. If I reach 1,000 before September, I'm going to do some sort of a contest for my subscribers, a giveaway. So there's a little bit of incentive there, and keeps me focused on the prize, and also kind of gets you guys involved as well for some cool giveaway, rather. And with that, I'm signing off, and have a good evening, and we'll talk soon.